Pretty simple. The game-winning goal was scored with too many Avs on the ice. Now, I know that this one needs a bit of a breakdown for the people in the back still screaming about what they think they know and what they think they saw, and I get it. I've heard that in 2022, the internet can make you believe misinformation based on half-truths and confirmation biases. I'm going to try and help with facts, knowing full well that that is not going to work for some. Anywho, I will try regardless. So the pictures circulating last night showing the 6 men on the ice for Colorado just as Nazem Kadri was about to score the game winner. But to be fair, Nathan MacKinnon in these pictures was close enough to the bench that when we tweeted this picture last night, we kind of got ratioed. I don't know if you noticed it, Jesse.
A little bit.
A little bit of a ratio. One of the most common responses was, yeah, this had nothing to do with the play. Or, yeah, but count the number of bolts with their skates on the ice. And that number of Tampa Bay Lightning players with skates on the ice is 7, okay? I get it. But screen captures are like Nicki Minaj videos. They show you a lot, but they don't show you everything. There are rules published in a rule book, and those rules say the player changing has to be 5 feet from the player's bench when his sub comes on, and neither the player leaving the ice nor the player joining the game can play the puck or check or make physical contact with an opponent while both players are on the ice. And for that reason, I think Tampa is clear. I think that the 2 players joining the play for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the 2 players going off aren't in the play. None of them are in the play, and they're close enough to the bench. Jesse, we good so far?
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
All right, let's continue and jump in if you need to at any time, please. The question becomes then, what about the Avs? So the player going off in this case was Nathan MacKinnon. The player coming on is Nazem Kadri. And as most of us know, Kadri scored the goal. So did he join the play too early becomes the question. I want you to keep an eye on the left side of your screen, okay? Kadri comes on the ice, and the man he's replacing, MacKinnon, is still in the middle of the ice. Listen, I'm no Pythagoras, but that looked a hell of a lot more than 5 feet. And if you let it go, so here it is here, MacKinnon, middle of the ice, Kadri already over the boards. Kadri has to skate to the middle of the ice to take the pass. So if we let it go, Kadri moves towards the middle, MacKinnon goes towards the bench. And if that doesn't convince you enough, Kaylee Mizell of Bally Sports, Florida, from the TV truck, the camera between the benches, watch when Kadri leaves the ice and when MacKinnon gets back to the bench. Like, that's not 5 feet. And can't be involved in the play? He was more than involved in the play. He scored the bleeping goal. It's too many men. Even the post-game report from the press box, courtesy of Mike Stevens, SI Now, shows that there were 6 players on the ice when the GWG was scored. You can see it in red there. There are 6 Avs players on the ice. Whoops, don't worry. It was changed online post-game. To quote CNC Music Factory, things that make you go home. So the referees missed it. Let's hear from the NHL. Hockey Ops addressed it. They said it was and is a judgment call. But either way, it's not reviewable. In fact, the league said that they met with the referees. Nobody saw it. They did not say if they agreed or disagreed with the call, just that it's a judgment call. Nobody saw it, thus no call was made on the ice on to Game 5. My question after all of that is, are you okay with the human error that occurred in that moment that allowed for a Game 5 goal to stand? Because to be honest with you, I'm kind of sort of okay with it.
Yeah.
Referees are human beings. They made a mistake, and the guts it would have taken to make that call in that moment after putting the whistle away for the vast majority of the third period and overtime would have been gigantic brass ones.
Yeah.
Guts, that is.
I mean, the reality is that in the moment, nobody noticed it. The refs didn't notice it. The fans didn't sound like they noticed it.
No.
I didn't notice it. The commentators didn't notice it. Elliott said afterwards in a tweet that he thought that John Cooper was upset because of the too many men. So nobody was really sure about why John Cooper was upset post-game. And in a game that's very difficult to officiate, we give the referees enough grief. In this one, and sometimes you're just going to have to let things go.
Should it be reviewable?
No, because we know how big of a disaster offside already is. And the more we start introducing reviews into the game, it's going to slow down the flow of the game. And it's going to be, we don't want everything to be called to the exact letter of the law because it's not practical. You're either going to start slowing the game down or you're going to just make it impossible for officials to officiate the game.
That sounds NFL pass interference like. Remember,
it did not work.
Saints, Rams, egregious call. They say we're now going to review this. It lasted a year and they got rid of it because it's ridiculous.
Totally. That's exactly right. And it also sort of papers over the fact that Kadri, who coming back from an injury, just dances 3 Lightning players in overtime and beats Vasilevsky too.
In part because they were tired and couldn't get a change.
Yeah, right.
And he just got an illegal change.
Yes, yeah.
I know you want the story, and don't let my
true.
facts get in the way of a good story here, Jesse. I understand we would love to celebrate Nazem Kadri coming back from a bad injury, going into a contract year, all of the things that lead to it. But let's be honest here. I think there were too many men, and I just don't know how you make that call at that time in this game.